y'all, and what is up? It is me, Lauren, here with Plan with Laura, and in today's video we are doing a journal with me. If you've been with one of my journal me's before, I like to do journal with me. It's just a little bit different. I like to do a little bit of me telling you what was going on, a little bit of you seeing what's going on, and a little bit of you seeing what was actually happening when I was there and in person. That is what we're gonna go ahead and have a mix for here today. First and foremost, I am gonna be journaling in my Bujo, which is also my journal, which is also kind of like my best friend and like life and savior right now, which is my 8x8 Archer and Olive notebook. I did go ahead and print out pictures for my chip using my Canon IV mini printer. I am obsessed with this thing. I use it all the time. I've had it forever. One time I left it on a plane. I immediately bought it like in the Uber back to my hotel room because that is, I use it every day. There's no other endorsement that I can say besides the fact that I use it every day. Also, what we're gonna go ahead and do here are two things. So the first one is actually I'm going to be using the Chrissy Ann Designs journaling kits. I have been just doing a lot more journaling, as we're seeing here in this journal with me, and I have been using the Chrissy Ann Design journaling kits to help me go ahead and add some embellishments. The kit that I am going to be using today is actually one of her $2 Tuesday samples that she comes out with, which means that all of the stickers are $2. And while this one is one that is gone now, they happen every Tuesday. And if you're not doing the journaling kits, you can get them for $2 every Tuesday. And you can get not just the journaling kits, but you can get the same colorway in regular kits for your planners, your regular standard vertical planners, your horizontal planners, your A5, like AKA everything that you can get at Chrissy Ann Designs when it comes to $2 Tuesday, you can just like get in these colors. That's what I am using here today. And then also I have gotten my December daily stuff from Ellie Edwards. So I am gonna use some of the, I think I'm gonna try stamping. I don't stamp. That was one thing that I got for December's daily. I got some stamps. Where did I go? What did I do? And why was I there? I went to Washington, DC to go ahead and visit my friend for her birthday. It was actually really, really fun because my friend was also a bridesmaid in my wedding. My other friend, who was also a bridesmaid in my wedding, she came to New York. We all kind of live in like a big line of each other. If you think about the East Coast, like one of us lives here, I live in the middle, and then the other one lives in DC. So my friend came from the northernmost part to New York. She stayed here, and then we actually went and we saw A Strange Loop, which is a Broadway show. It actually won the Tony for the best musical of this year. It is absolutely incredible. It is a musical that is about the Black queer experience. It is a musical that I think is really, really important, and it's a musical that I've been lucky enough to actually see twice, and highly recommend it to anybody. I know it is going off of Broadway here soon, which is very, very sad because I think it's such an important piece of theater, so I'm really sad that we're losing it. So we went, we saw A Strange Loop, and then we drove down from New York to DC, which is, I think it's like 4 hours. I think it ended up being like 5 hours with stops and a little bit of traffic and things like that, and we were just like trying the whole entire time. So then we went down to go celebrate our other friend's birthday, which was so fun. DC is always a fun place for me to go and visit for a couple of different reasons. The first one is that I actually lived in the Maryland DC area for 8 years, so both my parents were military. We were stationed at different bases while we were there, but all kind of in the same area. So even though we were continuously moving, we at least were moving within the same state. And so DC is so fun because like I absolutely love DC. One of my favorite things to do is walk through the monuments. One of my favorite things to do is go and look at different Smithsonians, but it's nice to go to a city and not feel the pressure to explore, if that makes sense. So since I've gone to DC, I've done all the Smithsonians, I've done the monuments, I've done them multiple times, and I still think it's important. It's just really nice to go to a place and not feel the need to like spend your whole entire time exploring, spend your whole entire time like doing all the things, and just actually just like being able to chill and be in the space. So it was really nice because again, all three of us at some point have lived in DC before, so it was nice because we didn't feel that pressure. So we spent a lot of time cooking, which was really, really fun. We spent a lot of time like walking around. It was an absolutely beautiful fall weekend. We got to meet a lot of my friends' friends, which I always think it's so special to see like the people who love your people. Actually, one of the really, really, I mean, more fun to me, I think my friends were just like indulging me and we're just like, okay, we'll show you around this place. But is that I actually got to go to the hotel that Go Wild is going to be at. When I'm going back to DC in 2 weeks to visit a friend, I'm actually staying at that hotel. So maybe like if you want to see a room tour, if you want to see something like in a like non-official capacity, like just me being me, let me know. I'm happy to do that. But it was also really, really nice because it's a really fun part of DC that's really still accessible to a lot of different areas. And it was nice because she showed me like some really fun restaurants that are right around there. She showed me really cool coffee shops and like local cafes and things like that that all surround the hotel. And it was nice to see it, and it was nice to walk around it. And it was nice to do that. When it came to my friend's actual birthday, a really fun like moment that happened at the birthday is that she had a little party at her house, and she has a friend who has the coolest party trick in the world. He knows how to play and like sing on the guitar. Again, like very much more talented than I am. And he did 45 songs in 45 minutes. So he sang essentially a new song every single minute. And it was like such a fun like live acoustic DJ, and we all sang along, and my friend like sang some of the songs with him. So again, it was just like a really, really fun moment. Also like the coolest party trick that I've ever seen. We ate good food. I got to hang out with my best friends, and like I said, we did a lot of cooking, we did a lot of walking around, we did a lot of exploring DC. I was only there for 2 days, and then on the way back home, I actually went and got to meet my newest little baby in our family. So my cousin just gave birth to a baby girl, and she is the first girl in the family since me, at least on that side of the family. So it's really exciting for our family. So I got to hug her and say hi, and just got to really spend some time with them. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm forgetting this. I didn't even journal about it. I mean, I didn't journal about it in this section. I journaled about it in another part of my journal when I came back home to New York. So went to DC, got to see everyone. It was incredible. Can't wait to go back in a couple weeks, and then again go back when we actually go wild. When I came home, I just like went to bed because I was exhausted. I had driven, you know, had a big weekend with friends. I was super social. And then I woke up and my face was completely swollen. So I'll show you guys pictures. I woke up and like, you know, sometimes your face is like swollen when you wake up and you're like, oh, maybe I'm a little dehydrated. Or like, oh, maybe like, I don't know, like just like I traveled all weekend, whatever. So I didn't think much of it, and I felt my face was a little swollen, but I got up, and I don't know about you, but like when I first like wash my face and like brush my teeth in the morning, I like don't turn on the lights. Like I'm just like, I just go through the motions because I'm like, I like don't talk to me yet. Like I need like to wake up. So I did that, took my dog on a walk, didn't think anything of it. I actually like started to respond to some emails, and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna get up, shower, and get like ready for my day. I looked in the mirror and audibly screamed because my face looked like this. Yes. Anyway, I ended up in urgent care because essentially what happened is it started like this, and then essentially every 30 minutes it got progressively worse and worse and worse. I went to the emergency room and they gave me an EpiPen, and then we kind of went over what has changed in my environment over the past couple of days. And so the only other thing, two things happened that's a little bit out of my normal routine. I came in contact with a cat, which I don't normally come in contact with cats, and I came in contact with some shellfish, which I don't eat a lot of shellfish. Again, both are things that like I have been around with and interacted with many a time and never had a problem, but it's not something that's like a normal part of my day. So I am going to go to an allergist and actually like get allergy tested. I have some other allergies, so I've been to an allergist before and like very much know the process. I'm either allergic to cats or shellfish. Let me know which one you would rather be allergic to. That was my weekend. The DC part, which is what we're journaling about here, that was incredible. That was so much fun. I had such a great time. And like I said, I can't wait to be back. Okay, so if you're going to go wild and you're going to DC, I think things that need to be on your bucket list, like these are things that I tell people you always have to do. 100% do the monuments. This is where like people will disagree with me. I say it's worth it to do a monument tour. Like a lot of people will be like,
no, you can just walk and see the monuments by yourself.
Totally, you can do that. If you want to do that, you can do that. But I do think it's worth it to pay to do like a bus tour or a Segway tour. You're gonna see a lot more and you're actually gonna get a little bit of history. Could you do this all for free? 100%. You can walk it, a lot of walking if you're gonna do all the monuments, but some of them are like close together. Totally, you can do it, it's free, and you can like pull up things on your phone. Very different experience, but I always say 100% worth it to actually go on a monument tour, see everything, do it with a guide, learn some stuff, and then if there are any that like you really, really love, or you wanna go back, or you wanna take some more time and spend time with, that's what you go ahead and do when it comes to like DC. My favorite, very classic, Abe, World War II is also one that I really, really like. You look at Abe, the hands are the initials of the person who created it because his daughter was deaf, so it's her initials in sign language. Like, lots of really cool things. These are things that you'll learn on your tour. When it comes to Smithsonian's, all of them are really great. They're all free, FYI, so you can go into them whenever. My absolute favorite one, the first one is the African American History Museum. Smithsonian, incredible, so worth it. Take your time in it. It took, the first time I went, I think we went for 3 hours. The second time I went, I think we went for 2 hours. So definitely take your time with it. And while it is free, the only thing is you do have to reserve your tickets in advance. Check with it. Last time I went, you could only get your tickets the morning of. I think now they do have, like, maybe you can get it 7 to 30 days in advance. So definitely, if you're there, take the time. Worth it to go and see it. The second one, my favorite, like, overall museum, is Air and Space. I think it's so cool. It's so cool to me. Even though I have, like, very, very bad flight anxiety, which, like, does make sense, but Air and Space, incredible museum. And then my favorite exhibit is in American history. They have an exhibit called the First Lady Dresses. That's not what it's called. Hold on, let me Google it. First Ladies Fashions. Okay, pretty much the same thing. But they have all, like, the inauguration ball and some dresses that first ladies have worn from the beginning to where we are now, which I think is so cool. I'm not even a big, like, fashion person, but I think it's so cool just to see how tall people were, how short they were. Those are some of my recommendations in DC. If you've never been, I love it. I can't wait to go back. I'm so excited that we are gonna get to go wild there. This is what my journal, what we're supposed to be talking about is my journaling spread and being there over the weekend to celebrate my friend's birthday. We had so much fun, like I said, and this is what my journal spread looks like here. Recapped the weekend, talked a little bit about Go Wild, and wrote down some of my recommendations that my friend told me since she, like, lives around that area. And I'll ask her for some more, so as we do more Go Wild stuff, like, we can get the insider's perspective. So that is what I have for you guys here today. That is my journal. That is Go Wild. That is my thoughts on DC. Oh, that is my allergic reaction. We covered a lot. I hope you guys are doing incredible. Make sure to go pick up your journals, do a little journal entry for yourself, and I will see you guys here in my next video, and hopefully, and DC for Go Wild. Bye, y'all.